So I'm a huge fan, and I've become a bigger fan in the past month. I have two best friends, one's a photographer, one's a filmmaker, and they are massive fans of Sadhguruji. So for the past month, a lot of my nights are spent watching hours of YouTube videos of Sadhguruji. The range of your fans is amazing, sir.
I'm not one of those female fans,
You know…
I was never interested in the examinations and things that happened. But I saw people sometimes, many times, desperately copying answers in the examinations and things like that. But I never saw anybody copying questions like this.
What do you mean, yaar? I just made my point so I don't miss any. There's some stuff I really want to ask you. This is an introduction.
That's what they did when they were…
ye bolna.
That's what they did when they were caught copying. They said, no sir, I didn't see it.
I have a feeling you and I can hang a lot. We can become bros.
I thought we already are.
Two individuals.
The first question is from Vikram from Delhi. Well, this is about the Kaveri calling. Shouldn't this be the government's job? Why should I pay 42 rupees when I already pay taxes? I don't even live near Chennai.
See, I want you to understand this. In this country, only some 3.2% of the population pays taxes, income tax. Who carries the remaining 96%? When you have a country at this level where 90% are below the tax level, you think government can do everything? What do you think is the taxes they're collecting? They may be charging you 40%, but what do you think is the volume of tax that they're collecting for a nation of 1.4 billion people? And you want them to do everything with that. Well, this is coming because you think they're corrupt. Yes, they are, because they are your representatives. When I'm telling you over 300,000 farmers have committed suicide, when you say, let somebody else do it, I think you're corrupt. The greatest problem right now in the country is lack of integrity. Not just among politicians, not just among people who hold office, general citizenry is corrupt. If citizenry was not corrupt, it would be very difficult for the politician to be corrupt because he was just one of you day before yesterday. Only now he got elected.
Now if Adiyogi will arrive here and give you a chance to ask him a question, what question you are going to ask him?
What makes you think he's not arrived?
Pranam Sadhguruji. I want to ask you one question only, how to find my spiritual guru?
Why should I tell you?
You are the only person can answer this.
Then I think you answered your question.
Why do we need gurus? Why do we need Sadhguru?
Do you drive in Delhi?
Do I drive? Unlike you, I have a fear of wheels.
So if you drive in an unknown terrain,
Yes,
you use these days a GPS.
yes.
Usually a strange woman will tell you, turn right, you turn right. She says, turn left, you say, turn left. She says, make a U-turn, you make a U-turn. Why? Simply because you're not familiar with the terrain. When you're in an unfamiliar terrain, it is sensible to take instructions.
So, are you saying gurus are the new GPS?
Not new. Long time ago we've been, for a very long time, way before the GPS came. GPS means what? Guru Positioning System.
All right, very simply, what is the one thing that is essential to living a balanced life?
Sense.
What is the one thing we must absolutely do away with in order to lead a balanced life?
Senselessness.
Yes. All right. What is one thing you'd like people to remember about you at the end of your life?
They must live so wonderfully that they don't even remember me.
If you found a way to travel through time, where would you go?
I'm kind of done with all those things.
Is it more important to do what you love or love what you're doing?
See, if you're an intelligent person, you will try to do what you love most. But if you're a genius, you will do just what is needed.
If you could be invisible for a day, what would you do?
You wouldn't know?
In the Hindu community, women are not allowed into certain temples. The Shani Shignapur, it took women 70 years to get into it. They got into Shani Shignapur only in 2016. And Sabrimala, the fight is still on. Women in the age group of 10 to 50 cannot go to Sabrimala temple.
Let us understand this. This is a culture where there are more goddess temples than god temples. Sabrimala temple, I do not know the full detail, but from what I have heard from the temple authorities, they are saying that is because the deity is a brahmachari. If there is such a sensitivity, I think you should leave it.
The holy deity that
Yes.
is there is a brahmachari. It's a we worship that brahmachari because he's all powerful.
No,
Is he going-
that's not the point.
Is he going to get swayed
right
because
now,
a woman enters the temple?
No, right now in our ashram we have brahmacharis and mas, okay? There are lady monks and men monks. If the women demand, we want to go into the men's segment of the brahmachari segment, it's called the sangha, we want to go into the male sangha. No, because even we cannot enter into the female sangha. So these things were made for a different reason, this is not gender discrimination. If there is gender discrimination, it must end, there's no question
But
about it.
this is gender discrimination. How else
See,
would
I
you
will not
describe
go
it?
into the ladies' toilet, is it gender discrimination? It's just sense, simple sense. All I am saying is, there are certain sensibilities and there is discrimination. These are two different things. Sensibilities have to be respected, you can't level everything. But if it is discriminated just because of biology of a woman, that must go 100%.
But is
So we can even begin from the first point in which, after he rescues Sita, Sita has to sit through a fire to prove that she is pure,
For whom?
so that other people will accept her. Because Rama cared about how people saw him. Rama, when he came back, a random dhobi in your kingdom said that Sita, I am not like Ram who will keep a woman in my house who might have a child which is not mine. For this, Rama sends away Sita again to the forest.
That is the insecurity you're talking about.
At any point, Rama wanted his people to love him.
No, let's come to this properly. Today in our country, there are many kinds of things. I'm asking you, Do you want a leader for this nation who puts the people of this nation above his own family and his personal love? I'm asking you. Or do you want a Dhritarashtra, at any cost my son? You want a man who puts the citizens of this country above his family. This is not just another woman for him. He went and fought a battle for her, walked 3,000 kilometers. This is not just another woman. He is living for her, but still he sends her back to the jungle when she's pregnant, knowing fully well that it could be his future for this kingdom. So if the king says, I don't care what you think, I love my wife and keep her, that would be not a good king, not a good administrator. So he is putting his people above somebody that he loves very, very dearly, and she's pregnant. It's not a small thing for him, it means a world. But still, he sends her to the jungle. This should be bowed down to. This is why we bow down to the man. No?
We are in an age of godmen, we are in an age of so-called, new age gurus, market gurus. Branding is the symptom. Look at all the branding of all the gurus that are going on. It's ridiculously ostentatious and market friendly.
Whoever in this country called himself a god man, only the goddamn journalists are doing this all the time.
Sure. I am not exempting my persona as a journalist. Does not prevent me.
Have you seen one person who said, I'm a god man?
Of course you are saying that. In your book you are saying that.
What I'm saying?
You are saying, I will do this, I have magic, I create all these things, I touched and created vibrations, I created power there. You are talking like a magician.
I think
Towards the last pages of you, please reread your book.
I think you need to little educate yourself about English language then.
How did I make a mistake?
You're making up things.
Sorry?
See, please, you're making up things. If you do not understand the way the book is written, you will need 10 readings to get it.
I don't understand it, but please carry on.
Yes, I understand, a lot of things are not understood. You said the new age gurus. That means they're of this age. I want everybody, whether you're a journalist or a politician or a religious person or a scientist, I want you to be contemporary, new age. I don't want you ancient people living here. Ancient people should be dead and buried.
No, that's not what I meant by New Age gurus. What you mean, what everyone understands by New Age gurus is this post-marketization, market-branded, corporatized gurus. That's what I mean by New Age gurus.
That means they're successful and you don't like it. See, let the people decide whether they're getting confused or they're getting clarity. Why do you decide that?
Now, when you say that whatever a mind is accumulated, my body is accumulated, that is not me. It is like saying that as long as you can peel the onion, you are not finding the onion. These skins are the onion. This accumulation is me. If you eradicate this accumulation, I don't exist.
If you think whatever you believe is true, I want you to understand, we can make you believe just about anything. If you work hard enough on you, we can make you believe anything. And when you believe just about anything, that is what we are referring to as faith, or it's passing off as religion or faith. We'll come to this. Now…
No, just a second. I'll have
Javed
to…
sir,
no,
may I remain
no
the
lecture.
moderator? Javed
I'll
sir.
get the point, sorry.
Javed
I
sir.
have to answer this. No
Javed
lecture.
sir, let me be the moderator.
One point,
Javed sir.
I'll answer.
Yes, but let me… I will.
No parivachans.
I will.
So this whole presumption and the way this is going is coming from a certain fundamental presumption. Because even when I met Javed Sahab last time, he was telling me that some guru told him not to use his mind. I do not know which guru said this. One thing is clear, the advice has been taken seriously.
Javed sir.
You speak about women's entry to Shani temples, And there you say that, look, the reason why they shouldn't be allowed is because there are planetary forces and it's not good for women to enter these temples. In the same vein, I just want to tell you a little bit about the law on the point. There are Supreme Court judgments which say that if you make laws which tend to be discriminatory for women, it cannot be a justification that we are doing it for their benefit. That cannot be the justification for any law that discriminates against women. This is the law of the land. And one more question, sir.
Let me say...
So just a follow-up question. The second part of the question is, what exactly is inner engineering? Is it something that you guys do and like if you guys can tell us what is inner engineering, only then will we be able to, face the forces of planetary forces? What exactly is this concept of inner engineering?
Okay. We'll answer that. So right now, why don't you ask this institutional sir? Only if you tell us what is law, we will know what's the law. What is it? Well, only because you do not know, you have come here, right, to learn. Similarly, only because people could not figure it out by themselves, they have come. And only because it's working for them, they're coming in millions. Isha Foundation is a foundation run by the volunteers. Over 4,600 full-time volunteers who are far more educated than you are, and over 9 million part-time volunteers across the world, giving their time and money and energy to make this happen. Why are people doing this? We are not promising them we'll take you to heaven. We are not telling you you will go and sit in God's lap. Why are they doing it? It must be done wonders to them, otherwise why will they invest their life in it? So without knowing anything, don't make conclusions. So are you the only one? Well, you can do it in so many other ways. If you knew how to figure it out, why would I be needed? About Shani Shignapur. See, first of all, you have a misunderstanding that Indian temple is a place of prayer. Indian temple is not a place of prayer. I want you to know this. Different temples were built in different ways for specific purposes. Shani temple is built for occult purposes, where if the occult practices are being done, women in state of pregnancy, in menstrual cycles, it could seriously impact their life. So they said women should not go. It was also designed that on a certain day, if the woman is in a certain condition, on a full moon day she can go, other days… These are prescriptions, these are not restrictions. These are prescriptions, these are not discriminations. These are done with a specific intent.
So you're still not addressing the point that who are you and I sitting here to make prescriptions for women and say that this is harmful for you, hence don't do it, or this is not harmful and you shouldn't do it?
It becomes ridiculous. It's like saying, don't I have the right to enter the ladies' toilet? What nonsense is this? Do you need a law? You just need sense that you don't go there.
There's a difference between a man not allowed to enter a woman's toilet and you using the same analogy.
I'm not saying he's not allowed. A man who is a man will not enter. That's all I said.
So that's a really stupid analogy that you're saying. So we are discussing the question of women's entry to temple and you're saying the reason why they're not allowed. One second, Subal.
I'm sorry, sir, you can continue with your
question. The problem, sir, Mr. Joe, you do not know the culture of this nation. You're talking simply activism.
Yeah, because I'm Catholic, right?